Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to NSL Full-Time with your usual footballing suspects. I'm Uchedo Ekeruche.
I'm Manfred Tambe. It's always a pleasure to be here on NSL Full-Time.
Yes, I'm Taye, Taye Akinboni. I go by Coach Taye. I love this podcast because I got to talk about one of my favorite things to do, which is football. I know we all love football, and today I have to wear my Bournemouth jersey. I'm proud to be a Bournemouth fan this weekend. Not just a Bournemouth father, but I'm a fan of Bournemouth, and we pull up a very, very, very big win this weekend. I mean, it was so big that they gave the players an extra day off.
Who did you guys beat?
Of course, Arsenal, the
I want to
bottling
hear
team.
it. I just want to hear it.
Oh, I'm sure the fans knows about it. The EPL table is getting hot. If you're on social media this week, all the joke is on Arsenal. Chelsea lost, but it does not hurt as bad as it hurts Arsenal. Yes. Oh my God, I produced a point. During the game, I don't know if you guys. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but during
Funny
the game,
guy. Yeah, I saw it.
one of the City fans was drinking the tears of Arsenal out of the Arsenal bottle. I
Oh
mean,
my
the guy
goodness.
went viral instantly. He went viral. That was great. I mean, Uche, did you see the game? Did you get a chance to watch it?
Yeah, I watched the game. Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal. I feel for them, man. I feel for them. I kept saying it weeks back. I say Arsenal does not want to go into the City game playing City at home with 3 points or less because ah it's a painful one for the Arsenal fans. Like I said, I feel for them. The team looks tired. I know they're battling a couple of their starters being injured, but no, Arsenal, they're not playing well.
Man, nobody wants to hear about starters being injured. It's a plague
It's
in the
I
entire
feel for
league.
them, but it's looking like the
Wait, wait.
bottling is on again.
Uche, that's weird though. Last week episode, you didn't feel bad about the injuries that Real Madrid, our team, is going through, but you feel bad for Arsenal. Come on, man. Get your life right.
Arsenal
Yeah,
have
the
not
thing
won
is,
in years. Madrid. You see, we are like the first world. The developed countries. We're spoiled. We've won so much that I don't mind giving some away to teams who haven't won over the years. And if we really want to be honest, they've contributed. To the love of the game, even if it's just showing up, making it interesting. Man, I don't want to think of us now going another season without a title. After a couple of weeks ago, we're talking about a quadruple. Now I don't know, is there something called a zero triple,
It's
zero goal or something?
it's called trouble. I mean,
uh,
did you enjoy the game as much as I did?
so I'm gonna try to help out the Arsenal fans.
Oh
They
Lord.
have one glitch. If they fix that glitch, the problem will be solved. What is that glitch? The game against the Champions League game coming up against
Against Sporting,
Sporting Lisbon.
yeah.
If Arsenal is to win that game, even if they lose against City, they will still have 3 points in hand. But that game alone against Sporting is going to give them a necessary morale boost to be able to complete the rest of the table. After City, they play Newcastle and they play other teams that are not really top European tier. So I believe that even if Man City closes it down to 3 points by beating Arsenal on the
Mhm.
19th, however, if Arsenal continues by having that moral boost by beating Sporting, then they have a key. If they lose against Sporting, I'm
So
afraid it's going to be a downhill
I
right.
disagree. I disagree because I don't think the Champions League performance has anything to do. If you can show the table, right? When you're looking at the table right now, right? City still has a game in hand. Arsenal has played 32 games, 70 points, and their next game is against City, right? And yes, there's 6 points difference, but that's a 6 point swing. That's a 3 point loss for Arsenal if City wins, and a 3 points gain for City, right?
Understood.
And
Understood.
that's the game in hand. After that, City
Understood.
still has
Yeah.
a game. So if City wins the next 2 games, it's a virtual tie with goal differentials. Depends on how bad they beat Arsenal. It's not a matter of if they're going to beat Arsenal. I know they're going to beat Arsenal. I mean, they just crushed Chelsea this weekend 3-0.
Chelsea is nowhere near the Chelsea that we speak of.
Okay, fine. I get it. But, so I don't think that whatever happens in the Sporting Lisbon game, it can only hurt Arsenal, to be honest. I don't think it can help them much. If they lose to Sporting and they're out of Champions League, then we're really, really going from a quadruple to a trouble. Because
maybe then they can focus on the EPL.
I agree with you 100%. If Arsenal does not beat Chelsea, Man City on Sunday, I don't care about the Sporting game. That's Europe. Yeah. Whatever they do, it has no effect on if they don't beat Man City has shown historically that they can go unbeaten to the end of the season when it comes to them chasing the trophy.
Can we try to, other than the injury part, can we diagnose what is the problem with Arsenal of 2026? Where is the problem and how can we help them?
So the problem is not 2026. I actually think the problem is historical. Since Arteta has been the coach of Arsenal, the most he has won, you can go back 5-6 years to look at it. The most he has won in the month of April is 1 game. They've always done well. Same thing last year, 2025, 2024. You can go back and look at their record in the month of April. For some reason, he bottles the league in April. So I don't know if it's a curse on him, on the team, or it's just a freak coincidence. I really don't know. Something about him and April just does not gel.
So is it a tactical problem or it's a psychological problem or both?
At this point, I want to say psychological because it's too much of a coincidence that a world-class coach, because he's a world-class coach, right? Like that,
I wouldn't say world-class coach. Please don't use those. Okay, I'm sorry. Very common.
A good coach like him,
not call him world-class.
Okay, a good coach like him, right? Yes. And a very, very big club like Arsenal struggling every April. I don't get it.
I personally, I would, Coach Ty, I agree with you on that. That may also be as a result of not rotating, the team squad early in the season, giving some of the players rest, 1. And 2, also, I think what Arsenal is missing is Arsenal does not have these, game changers like superstar players who on their own can pull out, a victory in a very tough game. With
Are you kidding me? They actually do.
Eze, they brought in Eze this year. They have
Eze. I've seen games when you look at the Barcelonas, the Madrid, Munich. There are names that
Please don't call Gyökeres. He's not a game changer. Why do you throw this?
When you look at the player like Harry Kane, you look at the player like Lamine Yamal, Vinicius Junior, Mbappe.
Wait. You said Harry Kane. Harry Kane was in England and did not win a teaspoon. So please don't put him in that list.
No. One thing you have to understand, I tell people all the time, teams win championship. You guys, the Harry Kane debate, we're going to save that for another day because that's
but you say teams win championships.
Yes.
But you're saying that they do not have individuals that can change the game. No, you have to have both.
No, it's a combination of both, but a championship goes to a team, not the player.
It's a team
championship. So I'm telling you, when you, man,
one day we'll something. I beg to disagree about the individuals.
You guys should stop saying Harry Kane never won a teaspoon. I mean,
did he win a teaspoon in England?
Yeah, because of he played for Tottenham.
I'm not saying why or not. I'm just saying, did he win?
He wouldn't have won a league title his whole career.
Did he win in England?
I'm enjoying this, but here's my response to you, Uche, right? If you look at Arsenal's roster, David Raya is a very, very good goalkeeper, right? They have 2 of the best center backs in the league, right? A French starting center back like Saliba. They have Gabriel, right? Yeah, maybe their fullbacks are not top, class, but you have to look at Saka. You have to look at what's it called? Nice running. Odegaard. They have players. I don't think
Coach
So-
Ty,
Real
Coach
thing.
Ty, let me just drop this. Let me just
Yeah.
drop this with you guys, and I want
Okay.
you to think about it. Arsenal's starting front line
Yes.
would not make the first 10 front lines in the whole of Europe.
You think
Let's
so?
go to-
Saka will not make any team in Europe?
Saka
England?
is a
No, I
starter
mean,
for
Saka will
England.
start on any team in
No,
England.
listen to what I said. The front line, the
Saka is the
front
front
three.
line.
No, the
Yes.
front three. Okay. Compare Arsenal's front three to even Manchester United's front three,
Listen.
to City's front three, to even Chelsea's front three. Then that's just in
So,
the EPL.
I
Let's
have
go
a
to
theory. I have a
Spain.
theory
Let's
why
go-
Arsenal is
it's
struggling.
weak.
I have a
They're
theory
not
why
scoring
Arsenal is
goals.
struggling.
You could even when they were winning earlier in the season, you could see that the attack is not explosive, it's not potent.
Bingo. Ogauche, you hit the nail on the head. That's
It's-
why Arsenal is not succeeding. It's not that they were winning in the beginning of the season. How were they winning?
Yes,
They
it was
have the
they were struggling
players,
to get
but I
goals.
believe it boils down to the coach, to the tactics that they train and play games with. So I don't think he has adopted the game whereby the game flows from defense to offense to score goals. They do defense to offense for possession, but they don't hurt you. They hurt you with their set pieces. I don't care if you argue up and go down. So when teams figure it out, it's difficult to play the top teams.
Thank you. They rely too much on set plays. Thank you, Samuel for saying it. Look at Arsenal's front four. Let me give you the front four again this weekend against Bournemouth, right? The front four was Martinelli, Kai Havertz, Noni Madueke, and Gyökeres, right? Experienced players. The front four for Bournemouth on the other end is Evan Nielsen, who's probably scored, I don't know, maybe he's on 6 goals for the season. 19-year-old Krupi, Tavernier, and a 19-year-old Ryan. So you can't tell me they don't have the players.
They do have the players.
No,
it's
they-
the
they-
tactics that is
Front
off.
line, their front line is not a championship front line. Now you're calling Bournemouth. Bournemouth is an average, at best a mid-table team. We're talking about championship now.
I know,
A
but the reason he said
championship-
Bournemouth is because they
Tell
just
me
beat
one,
Arsenal.
tell me one championship team in Europe, a strong championship contender that you would say Arsenal's front line is better than theirs. Just tell me one. None. When you hear of people's front three, it sounds scary. When you hear of Arsenal, Saka is the only person you say, okay, yeah, who else?
Eze.
Eze is not a pushover.
He's not. Eze on the world level. Eze is average on a world level. I'm talking about world class level. Can Eze walk into any other team and start? And I won't
England,
consider
yes.
Eze
Maybe
front
that's
three.
City. Maybe that's City. It will start at Liverpool. It will start at
In
Chelsea.
City, no, he can. No. He can start. Eze is not better than even Wirtz as far as Wirtz has played this Florian Wirtz.
So,
as
gentlemen,
this year,
since we're talking about Arsenal, let's go directly into the Champions League. Since we're talking about Arsenal, let's go into the Champions League. Arsenal is playing in the Champions League. Let's talk about the Champions League and see who comes out and why. I have my take on who's going to come out, which 4 teams are going to make it to the semifinals.
Well, compared to last week when we talked about this, right, we can now see the first leg has been played, right? We see the scores. Atletico beating, and remember last week I picked Atletico. I wasn't sure what direction to go, but I picked Atletico to win that game because they were at home. Now they're up 2-0 against Barcelona. Do you guys think Barcelona can come back and beat them?
No, but Barcelona was at home though. They beat at
Barcelona was at home. Yeah.
Yeah, at home. So
do you think they can come back? Now they're going away to Madrid.
Yeah.
So I would say this. I have my 4.
Okay.
I believe PSG is going to get over Liverpool, although they're playing in England. I believe Bayern is going to beat Real Madrid, being that they're playing in Germany. It's going to be a very good game, very balanced game. But at the end of the day, I believe Bayern will be able to pull that through. I believe Sporting Lisbon is going to eliminate Arsenal. Arsenal barely scraped by the skin of their teeth during the first leg. And I believe Barcelona is going to do a reverse and beat Atletico Madrid 4-1, and those are your 4, according to Manfred.
All right. So
Okay.
I'm going to say Madrid has taken it. Barcelona is not coming back from 2-0 because my Atletico and Simeone is known for their defense. There's no way you give them a 2-goal spot and you come back and beat them. It's not happening. I don't see that happening. Right?
It happened already 3 weeks ago.
No, it
Yeah,
never
but
happened.
it's
It
not
never
happening.
happened.
I mean, they had a 4-goal lead, and Barca came and beat them 3-0. So scoring 3 goals to Barca against Atletico is not
Yeah, but
an impossible
they got
task.
what they needed. So it's when it comes to elimination football, you can go somewhere and even lose 5-0, knowing fully well that you were 6 goals up. That's how the Champions League works. It's elimination. I can
Understood.
go.
Well, I'm glad there's another podcast on Monday, so we can talk about the victors. I will see. We'll play back the record and see who was right.
All right, we'll see. Well, Sporting and Arsenal. I know Arsenal is down right now, but I don't think they're that depressed for them not to be able to finish up Sporting. I don't know. I just find it difficult. It would be sad. So I think Arsenal will pull through. PSG is definitely going to beat Liverpool. I'm sorry. I'm pro EPL, but PSG is just too stacked. And Liverpool, since they won the league last year, they're very inconsistent. The one that I think is going to be a shocker is Real Madrid. I think somewhere, somehow, when it comes to Champions League, and even last week, I thought Real Madrid played better in the second half than Bayern. So I think Real Madrid will still be able to pull it off.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, the thing I love about this is that it's being recorded. So I think we'll be able to watch it again on Monday and see where we all land. Anyway,
Uche, what do you think? I mean, Uche, what do you think?
I would Barcelona. I mean, looking at these 4 ties, I don't think any one of these ties is like 100% over. The Barcelona Atletico, it's gonna be a tough one. I don't think Barcelona will be able to pull it through. Atletico is gonna be at home. It's not. I mean, Manfred was just talking about 3 weeks ago when they went and beat Atletico 3-0 at their home. Now they're gonna be playing in Madrid, in Atletico's home, with the crowd behind them. I don't see Barcelona coming back from there. So I'll give the edge to Atletico. It will not be easy. For the Arsenal Sporting, I think Arsenal get this. I mean, I don't think Sporting can, match them at the Emirates. I doubt it. The Liverpool PSG, I would love to stand behind Liverpool, but Liverpool has just been too poor. So I don't think 2-0. But PSG is still gonna score at Anfield. So I think I'll give the edge to PSG. Real Madrid, my first love footballing team. I don't know. I rather like I said last week, I don't want to touch this game because I know these two teams. The history, both giants, arguably the 2 biggest giants in European football. But Bayern, trust me, I know Bayern is having sleepless nights right now. I would give Bayern the edge, but I would not be surprised if we pull it off.
You got to pick one.
Because I give Bayern Munich the edge.
Thank you. So when we watch it next week, we'll know what we're talking about.
Well, before we talk about next week and go to the next topic, I want to highlight the sponsor of the week. Our sponsor this week is Uche House of Suya. Mr. Uche himself is here, but I want to be the one to talk about it because I'm one of his number one fans. Thank you for sponsoring this.
Thank you, Oga Uche, for your sponsorship.
And if you live in the DMV, you haven't tried Uche's House of Soya, you have to try it. He has a food truck. It's not just an NSL. Of course, it's going to be at every NSL game, but he has a food truck in Bowie over there by the Redeemed Church. The address is on your screen: 13711 Old Annapolis Road in Bowie. He's there from
by
Thursday.
The Haiku Hall.
Yeah, Haiku Hall is there from Thursday to Sunday, every week, 5 to 10 p.m. You can come in there, get your lamb suya, your chicken suya. Me personally, the lamb suya is my favorites with a side of jollof rice and plantain. It makes my day, So I enjoy myself. Uche, thank you again for sponsoring it. If you want to order, you can contact them, and Uche House of Suyas on Instagram. And like I said, the truck is out there, Sunday to Thursday. Feel free to hit him up on social. Uche House of Suya on Instagram.
Yes, it's a big chef.
Yes.
So let's talk about the World Cup. Thank you for the interpause, for the pause. Let's talk about the World Cup. So when we left off last week, we talked about which groups were the groups of death or group of dead. But today, let's talk about which 4 teams do we think will make it to the semifinals in the World Cup. I would start. I would say, in my opinion, we definitely, well, let me not use the word definitely, it's football. We're going to have France. We're going to have Spain. We're going to have England. And a lot of people, if they make it out of that group, they'll make it all the way to the semifinals. And there's one other team that I'm missing right now in my mind. I know France, Spain, England, and it's not Germany.
Argentina?
Argentina, thank you. Those are my 4.
Look, I have exact same 4.
You're kidding.
The only difference is, if you look at my camera, I was about to write Senegal to be sentimental, but I scrapped it up and I wrote Argentina. I have France, England, Brazil. Oh, sorry. Correction. You have Spain. I have Brazil.
Okay.
And Argentina. So that's the difference. Uche, who's your 4?
Man, Ty, you got the same 4 that I got, because like I say, I am a student of history when it comes to the World Cup. The 8 teams who usually play the finals of this World Cup, they have a way of getting to the semifinal all the time. Germany is the only team that I'm not, I'm a little skeptical about, but I would go with Brazil, France, England, and
Argentina. You have to listen. Argentina is the defending champion. You have to have them, right? We also know that France is
on fire.
I mean, France can put 3 teams, maybe even 4.
No, let's do 2.
No, seriously.
No, 3 comfortably.
3 comfortably. They can go 3 deep and still do well in the World Cup, right? And win the Euro. So France, we know they're stacked. Argentina, again, like I said, you have to respect them because they're different. Brazil, you have to give Carlo Ancelotti, who is, like, for me personally, I think is the best coach in the world right now. Of course, when you talk about club, you have Pep and some other guys, but who's the most experienced coach going into this World Cup is nobody other than Ancelotti. And now he has.
Let me just chime in. I'm looking at the Brazilian squad, and it's built just the way Ancelotti loves to play, and everyone, they're unique in their role. It's that, suck up the pressure, explosive counter-attacking football.
Yes,
that's what that team is built for. And I just, trust me, I have them as my, I know, because a lot of people don't, believe they can win it right now because of the way they fared qualifiers and they're not looking that good. But Brazil has a tradition of, forgetting about qualifiers and everything and going on to win World Cups.
And England has the player. They have attackers, they have defenders. It's just a question of maybe if the coach can get them over the hump. But I have a question for you, Sam Alfred.
Yes.
Right? Who is the number 1 goal scorer for Spain right now?
Number 1 goal scorer for Spain is Olotaba. Is it Olotaba?
That's why I don't have Spain in my top 4. There's no clear finisher or scorer for Spain, right? And their defense is, you know how much I love Dean House. By the way, happy birthday, Dean. But it's him, and they just not. They don't have enough experience on defense, right? And there's no clear goal scorer for them. So that's why I don't have that. Now, my sentimental pick was going to be Senegal, but again, I have to be real.
Okay, I hear you about Spain. I just know that in tournaments, experience is good, but when you have youth and experience combined, like Spain has, it becomes very tricky depending on who's managing the team and what they see. Because sometimes when it's all said and done, the older teams, quote unquote, older teams, they have a problem from semifinals up because of fatigue and stuff like that. It's a tournament, it's short. So you always have to look at youth. I look at even the World Cups that Brazil won, the first few ones, they were led by a young guy called Pelé at 17 years old. So I always look at youth as somebody spearheading amongst experienced players. But like you said, the Spanish team doesn't have a lot of experience in the back. So I'm gonna be very interested to see what the coach does with the squad. Their midfield is stacked for sure, but it's a striker position that they're really lacking. I agree with you.
Yeah, but
Can they make up for that?
if you talk about strikers, I mean, we've seen Spain win tournaments with false nine.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
even having out
but
and out.
those first
But
nine
the
was
issue I have with Spain, being a big fan of Spanish football and everything, Spain has disappointed me in so many World Cups. I say it all the time, in exception of the 2010 that they won. Spain has a habit of not even getting out of their group or getting out in a round of 16 with very, very talented squad. I don't know what it is with the World Cup and Spain. It never favors them. So, and like I said, I like to stick with history a little bit.
Let's talk about Ballon d'Or, Gatai. Let's talk about Ballon d'Or. What are your picks, your early picks? And I say early because the Ballon d'Or results comes out in September. So by September time, we already have the World Cup would have concluded, and the leagues would have concluded. So we would know on each team what potential candidates would have succeeded in doing. So what are your top 4 picks for Ballon d'Or?
So if I now have to narrow it down to 4, I mean, going by, because it's a World Cup year, right? World Cup performance is going to weigh heavily, on the Ballon d'Or pick for this year.
My number one, Luka Modric. When Modric won, it was because of the World Cup performance.
Was a World Cup performance,
World Cup and club.
So honestly, I'm still going to go with Mbappe as number 1. Right.
Okay.
Right now, you see Mbappe on the club level is the highest goal scorer on the team, even though he struggled with some injuries this year. The team is in the quarterfinals. If they put the magic and miracle and beat Bayern, he will score. I think right now he's tied for Ronaldo with 19 goals, the highest goal scorer in Champions League.
I think is it 14 or 15?
Something like that. I know he's tied with Ronaldo, and if he can score 1 or 2 goals against Bayern, and then we all just agree that France is a monster when it comes to World Cup, and they start, and so he's going to score. So that's my number 1 pick. Number 2, the game depends on how far England goes and Bayern Munich goes in the Champions League. Kane has to be in that conversation.
He is in my list, in my short list.
So Kane has to be in that conversation. If Spain, that Uche and I does not expect a lot from, I'm going to drag you into this with me. If they go far and win it, then I'm sure they're going to rely heavily on Yamil Lamar's performance, right? And so I have to include Yamil Lamar, even though he's young. So those are my top 3. The 4th person,
I think we can leave it at 3.
Okay, I'll leave it at 3. I'm comfortable with 3.
Yeah.
Uche, to you.
Okay, let me go. I would say I'll go with Harry Kane first, Lamine Yamal second, and Mbappe third. That's my list.
Okay. Mine is a little different. I would love to, and in fact, I believe right now the footballer playing the best football in Europe in totality is Michael Olise. But Olise has a very, very big, unfortunate problem. I feel for him. He plays for Bayern Munich. If a Ballon d'Or is given for a Bayern Munich's performance in the Champions League, and say every other person that is the top contender don't win the World Cup and whatever, Olise has Kane, who, based on numbers, will overshadow him in Bayern Munich.
Definitely.
On the other hand, if Olise, I don't care how extraordinary Olise plays in the World Cup,
And France
wins the World
Mbappe
Cup,
will take it.
that's Mbappe,
Yep.
who's going to overshadow him there. So Olise is in a very, very, very unfortunate, position.
You call it unfortunate. I call it second place.
No,
I don't care, because when Maradona, Messi, they play, I don't care how good the Samuel Eto'o or the striker is, they stand out.
There are some players that have already built their, their stardom, and because a lot of this, awards, there's a lot of backroom politics. We've seen Ballon d'Or being given to both Messi and Ronaldo, where when we sit down and really analyze it, man, don't you think Schneider should have gotten these? Don't you think maybe Van Dijk? We've seen it, but these players are just so big that, the guys that make this decision don't want to overlook them. So I mean, I will go with Mbappe, Kane, Olise, for my top three.
So listen, so since you brought up Olise, right? I have this interesting question for both of you, right? For me right now, the two hot young players in the football, in the world of football right now, is Olise and Jamil Lamar, right? So if you were a general manager, a GM or sporting director, and they said you have to build a team with one of these two, mind you, Jamil is very, very young, very talented, 18 years old. Olise is still young, in my book, 24 years old. You have to build a team starting fresh, and you are the GM. Who would you pick?
Go ahead, Ogachi.
Okay, me personally, first, I'll start with this. As of today, so far this season, comparing both players, I give the slight edge to Michael Olise in terms of total football, his output, everything. I would pay money to watch Yamal first because of, where we come from. We call it the Yanga football. But in terms of productivity, totality of the game, I will give the edge to Michael Olise. And if I were to start a franchise with a player, I'm a little scared of, Lamine Yamal's lifestyle and things. I don't know if he's going to be a good leader. I will also give the edge to Olise in terms of leadership. Age-wise, it's a 5-year gap. I mean, I don't know if Yamil is built to last that long, because if he's 18, then I don't know if he can give us 12 years, of straight football, which would just put him at 30, like the Mercies and, but I don't, even his structure, body-wise, I don't think he'll be able to take that, beating. Because when you look at Messi, Ronaldo, they were strong, So I will pick Michael Olise.
Okay, all right. So you're wearing a Real Madrid shirt, and you've been asked a question about Lamine Yamal. First, you discard Spain to make it to any level. Secondly, you don't put Lamine Yamal in the Ballon d'Or conversation. Thirdly, you pick Olise over Lamine Yamal. Those are personal choices. But I say it looks so biased. It's unbelievable. Like, my goodness, Lamine Yamal is 18, and you don't see a future for him. That Messi was strong. Messi had a health problem when he was in Argentina. That's how they brought him to Spain for treatment. Messi was very weak. The trajectory that Lamine Yamal has taken from when he was born, when Messi came and blessed him when he was 2 years old, till today, it has been nothing but upward. Of course, we cannot predict the future, but I'm telling you, Lamine Yamal is the real deal. Olise is influential, but even on both his teams, on Bayern and on the French national team, he's second best, maybe third. I rest my case. Lamine Yamal all day.
Okay. So I can wrap up in my opinion, and I agree. You guys have brilliant argument, brilliant thing. But me personally, I would still say Olise because it's very, very underrated. Now, Yamil Lamar could carry Barcelona and do great things. And he's young, he's very, very dynamic. But from a coaching perspective, and this is just my opinion, right? As a coach, for me, he's too one dynamic compared to Olise. Olise can do anything with the ball. He could go right, he could go left, he could play 10, he could attack, he could finish.
It's like somebody saying Messi is only left-footed.
No, but Messi can play anywhere too. Messi can play false nine, he can play 10. He just can't defend. You can't put Messi, you give him a responsibility. Remember, we are down to 2 players, right? So you give me your Lamar on this, and I'm telling you,
I hear you.
I go with Olise because he can play multiple positions. It's not as predictable as Jamil is. So just for that reason, give me Olise.
Okay.
I can build around him, So, again, it's been fun, So Sam Alfred, what's going on in our world?
NSL Full-Time. We are 7 days, maybe 5 days. On Sunday, NSL begins, and we're going to play out of the Liberty Park. Beautiful fields, good lighting, good parking. So we encourage all of our viewers to please put this on their calendars. Follow us on our social media forums, platforms, because as you guys know, NSL is the real deal. When you talk about football, it's not just about the over 50s and the co-ed and all of that. The highest level of competition is at the NSL. I'm talking about raw talent. People that play in different leagues, from the UPSL to the MLS level, they all participate in the NSL. So please come, bring your chairs, bring your drinks, and there's going to be soya there. Uche, House of Soya, is going to be there, and we have a lot of vendors. So please put this on your calendars, and we're going to be starting April 19th.
Yes. Thank you very much. I can't wait to be there. I'll be there myself on Sunday to watch, of course. I'm still retired from playing. But I will also be there to visit Uche's House of Suya. So I'm not saying I'm buying it for anybody, but hey, come and join me and enjoy good suya.
I'm hungry.
Nothing better than good suya and football. It makes my Sunday. So yeah, Uche, any last words before we wrap up?
Hey, it's football time, man. If you went out today, the weather was so nice here in the DMV.
Oh, yeah.
So we all waiting, hungry to go Bendel FC. That's all
I'm not picking a team yet.
Too early.
I pick my team since I don't own a team anymore. Let me see.
Oh man!
Thank you, guys. Hey, listen, don't forget to subscribe to NSL on YouTube, Instagram. Follow us. Please share. Let's grow the followership. Thank you very much.
Indeed.